subscribers, welcome back to the Simply Stacey YouTube channel. It's your girl Stacey. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. We talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about business, motivating, personal finance, leadership, self-improvement, career development, all that good stuff. But right now I am introducing you to the very first episode of the Simply Author's Corner. So this is all about how you too can become a self-published author and all the steps that I took to get there, the things that I did on a regular basis, what a day in the life of an author looks like, which is the title of this video, is A Day in the Life of an Author. And I will give you some of the things that I did and the tips and tricks along the way. I have been getting so many phone calls and text messages about people who have wanted to write a book for some time now, and they're just trying to figure out how they can go about doing it. So I'm here to help. Comment down below if you want to hear more about how you can self-publish a book. I think almost anyone has a book in them. If it's your life story, if it's something that you're good at, if it's something that you can teach someone else, you can definitely write a book for it or a book on it, and then it can be an additional income stream. You know, we always talk about multiple streams of income that are helping you to pay down debt, that is helping you to be as successful as you want to be in life, and to create and generate wealth. That is how it comes about, is multiple streams of income. So whether you already have a career or a side business or a side hustle, writing a book is definitely another one. You can do it on the scale that I did, which I have hardcover, I have paperback, I have also an ebook on Amazon. And you guys can purchase that in the description box below for Secure Success, a proven plan to prospering personally and professionally by yours truly, Stacey D. Huddleston. Or you can do more of an ebook for your clients, or say for instance you're a real estate agent and you wanted to do a quick and dirty guide to real estate in the Detroit metropolitan area. If that is the area that you service, then you can go ahead and do that and sell it to your clients or anyone who wants to do that. Or sometimes a lot of people do ebooks that are smaller in size for their customers and their clients that they are actually going to give away for free, like as a lead magnet, so that they can build up their email list. So whatever it is you want to write a book for, the Author's Corner is for you. And this is video number 1 in the Author's Corner. And really what we're going to be discussing is what a day in the life of an author looks like. So I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. It took me quite a while to continue to finish writing my book. I started it approximately 3 years ago. I started a different book, and then like about 3 years ago, I started this current book that is already published. That was published launched January the 1st, 2021, but it was published in November the 30th, the ebook was, and then December, I believe, 1st of 2020 was the paperback and the hardcover, or December the 1st or the 8th, I can't quite remember. I'd have to go back and look at that to be certain, but I did not launch my book until January the 1st, 2021. And for the longest time, I was trying to wait to publish my book because we were in the middle of a pandemic. Sorry guys, I'm doing all this talk and I just needed to quench my throat. Okay, so as I was saying before, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I wanted to do this book tour. I wanted to visit all the cities where I have friends and families, do signings, maybe do some kind of a theme. So maybe if it was brunch and books, or, you know, sipping tea, and I don't even know what it is, but wherever I have friends and family who have their own businesses, I wanted to do a collaboration in each of those cities, in each of those states, with those individuals, and we could have made it really fun and exciting for a book tour. So I just kept putting it off, and then I realized, guys, this may never happen. So we don't know when the pandemic is going to be over. It is February 2021 and we are still here. The first day I came home from my job was March The first day we didn't go in, I believe, is March 12th, 2020. So we are 1 month away from that because it is February the 14th. So a year later. So I just could not keep putting it off. So I was like, it's a new year. It's a new start. I want to go ahead and publish my book. It was definitely one of my goals for 2020, and I didn't want to keep bringing that into the new year. Plus, the book was written. It had been edited. I had a cover. I was ready, guys. I've been building my email list and all this exciting stuff. So I didn't want to just keep putting it off for the sake of putting it off or because of this pandemic, and I didn't want it to ruin anything else that I had going on. So, like I said, the book is out. Go check it out if you have not. If you have already, thank you so much. And let me know below if you guys already have the book, you have your copy, you've started reading it. I know some people wait like, oh, this is going to be my book for March or this is my book for February. So I do understand that as well. If you want to purchase more copies for your mentees, your mentors, anybody, then definitely go ahead and do that. I will not stop you. Okay, so let's get to it. This video is a day in the life of an author, and that author is me. Okay, so let's see. So I get up in the mornings on, let's say, non-work days. Let's say weekends, because if you're writing this book in your spare time, if you have a 9-to-5, like I had a 9-to-5, I basically wrote the most on the weekends. If I was off that Friday, because I'm off every other Friday, I would do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of every week. Or I'd make sure that I was writing every day. So after work, I had an alarm set in my phone that said, write. At 5 p.m. I got off work at 4 o'clock. So that would give me an hour to get home, get something to eat, and then get started on writing my book. On the weekends, it was no set time, such as 5. It was earlier, and I could be at it all day long. So if you're going to have a day like that, say for instance it's the weekend and you're into this whole writing situation, you're going to need caffeine. So I don't drink coffee, but I do drink tea. So I would get my cup of tea or several cups of tea to make sure that I was going to be able to make it through the day. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but if you do something that's very tedious or where you're just looking at a computer screen all day, sometimes you'll find yourself kind of getting tired or sleepy, and that's what you don't want when you're in the process of writing your book. Okay, so first step to writing a book in the life of an author, say this is day one, you got to have a topic. What is it that you're going to write about? What's your book about? What's the theme of your book? Okay, and you have that. You say, okay, this is a genre. So I did a nonfiction book, which is in the self-improvement, self-help category. And those books run about 50,000 to 70,000 words, which will get you about 250 pages. All of that is really important, and you should know that when it comes to your book. If it's in a young adult fantasy, something like Harry Potter, you guys have seen those books. Those books are massive. So if you're writing that kind of book, you can't have a 100-page book because that's not going to fly. So you want to research the genre of book that you're writing, how many words typically, how many chapters, how many pages, what's the dimension of the book you're going to get, because it will show you like the thickness of the book. You would hate to get a hardcover book and then the book is super thin. You want it to look like it's a nice sizable book. This book actually has, I believe it was 284 pages. But yeah, 284, that's the very last page of the book. But it's actually way more pages than that because, you know, you have some blank space and some like quotes that are larger than the regular part of the font. But yeah, so this is a 284 page book, and the dimensions of this book is 5.5 by 8.5. So you can see that that is a nice size book. But a lot of people, if you don't have enough pages or words, they may shrink the dimensions of the book, because I started off wanting to do a 6x9, but the book would have been a little thinner than I wanted to. So I did my research. I went to different bookstores. Shout out to Barnes & Noble. I was in there quite a bit. Looking at different books, looking at different covers, and getting some ideas from that. So You know what you're going to write about. You know how many words it needs to be. So then basically you backwards plan. When are you looking to have this book done? Are you trying to do it in a year, 6 months, 2 years? However that is, you take that number of word or your word count and then you divide by however many days. If you're going to write only on the weekends, then you know you have to go ahead and do that. If you're going to write every single day, you have 365 days in a year, and you divide it all by 365. You may get to, I need to write 1,000 words per day to get me to my 60,000 word count. Okay, and it's really important that you set these goals. It's really important that you reevaluate these goals if they're not working. If you're never writing 1,000 words per day, if you're missing too many days, any of that stuff, you're never going to get to your end game in the time frame that you want to get there. So I know I would set an alarm clock. You don't want any distractions from doing this. So I set an alarm clock and I would write during those times. If I did not get my 1,000 word count in one day, or if I took off, or I went to a happy hour, or I did something else, I had to make sure that the next day either I'm writing 2,000 words or I'm writing 1,500. So then the next day I can write 1,500 to make up those words. Or I would just up it all together. So now I'm writing 1,200 words a day instead of 1,000 words a day because I've missed too many days. That is something that you have to do. You have to be able to stick to your goals and stick to your plan. Now, if outside things happen that you have no control over, that's one thing. But if it's really because you're not disciplined enough, then maybe becoming an author really isn't for you. Okay, so the first thing is we talked about I needed caffeine. I needed to make sure that I had my morning cup of tea. So say this is Saturday. Get up. Actually, I would go and write at Starbucks, or I would go to Panera Bread. I'd order tea, or I'd bring my tea with me because that could get quite expensive, especially if I would go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Most times I would go Saturday and Sunday, and if I was off on that Friday, I would work from home. But that brings me to number 2. So the first thing is get your caffeine, whatever your fix is that's going to help you to stay focused and help you to stay alert and engaged in what it is you're writing, then definitely do that. Mine was tea. Like I said, I love green tea. I would have a glass or at least a cup or multiple cups of green tea every day. Also, like if you go to a Starbucks and you don't want to spend a lot of money, tea is quite inexpensive. I think for them back when they were refilling the cups, they were about $2.95, less than $3 to just give you 2 tea bags. You can put lemon, honey, whatever it is you like. Number 2 in a day in the life of an author is that you want to be able to write in a place that is free of distractions. If you have children at home, a spouse at home, and they may be pulling you in different directions, asking you many questions, you may want to find an outlet or a place where you can go and not be disturbed. So I personally did go to Starbucks and to Panera Bread, but it wasn't because I had distractions such as a husband or children. My distractions were more so if I'm home, I'm going to turn the television on. I'm going to basically do any and everything other than write. So at least if I make a habit of this and I go out and do it, I'm going to give myself a timeline. I'll be here until 2 o'clock. And then I need to have written those 1,000 words by 2 o'clock. Not to say I wouldn't get distracted with social media or stuff like that while I was there. However, I knew my timeline. I knew how many words I had to get done. And if I got done early, I could leave, stay, or do whatever. So if you have a home office, make sure that you're talking it out with your family to make sure that they're going to give you a time where you can have uninterrupted time to work on your writing. Okay, again, uninterrupted time to actually work on your writing. Okay, so the first thing, day in the life of an author, I got up, I got my caffeine, I got my hot tea, and then next I went somewhere where I had little to no distractions. Another thing about me going to those places, because you may think, well, there were a lot of people there, but it just gave me, when I did need a break, I didn't have to go and do things to be entertained. You can people watch for a few minutes. You can scroll social media for a few minutes and then get back to what you're doing without you being at home, getting up from your computer, leaving your workspace, going to throw a load of laundry in there, start cleaning the house, turn on the television, like just doing too much. I still had a little bit of distractions when needed. When I was taking a break, I was in an environment where people were moving. It gave me ideas. It just kept the creative juices flowing for me. Now, if you're one of those people who like to work in complete silence, then those would not be great locations for you. However, for me, going to those places actually worked in my favor. Okay, so we talked about the distractions that you want to avoid. So the other thing is building your Arthas platform. So when I would get to the place where there were not distractions such as the television and just household things, and I would put my AirPods in, so I really wouldn't be hearing all the commotion if I didn't want to, unless I was taking a break again. But the first thing I would do wouldn't be right. The first thing I did was to build my Arthas platform. So we're going to talk about that in Simply Arthas Corner. It's how you can go about building your platform. That will be another video that I will be shooting for you guys. So definitely stay tuned. Let me know if you know what an Arthas platform is. Put that in the comments below if you actually know what that is. But basically what it is it's basically you as an author. Who are you? Do you have this email list, this social media presence? Basically, when we talk about branding, it's sort of kind of similar to branding for an author. It's this platform which allows you to basically build this audience of people who will buy your book once it's complete. And you can do that by getting your email list together, by creating a website, by giving them somewhere to look for you to see who it is you are, what it is that you do, what your body of work will entail, and how they can know first when that's ready for them to buy. They can also become some of your readers. They can also write you great reviews when it's time for you to launch your book. So that's why it's super important for you to build this author platform, because once your friends and family are no longer buying your book, you still want that to be a residual income. You still want to get money from royalties and book sales and all that stuff. So that means you have to reach people that are outside of just your loved ones. Okay, so I would take the first portion, not even that long, maybe about an hour to work on that. So it's either I was working on scheduling my social media, which is Facebook, Instagram, my blog, or figuring out what YouTube content, because I created my YouTube channel when I started building my author platform. Even though my channel was not initially directed to being an author, it was just getting me out there into the world and letting me experience what becoming a YouTuber actually was. So I would work on all that, and then I would put that to the side. And then I would focus on writing. So the next part of the day in the life of a writer or an author is to actually write. And we've already talked about this. I knew I had to write about 1,000 words per day. And what you do need to know is that when you're writing, you don't have to go in order. You can jump around. I have a lot of tips and tricks that will help you guys to write your book in what seems like such an organized manner that it will go quickly. You won't be all over the place and you'll know where it is. But I don't want to give too much away in this video. We'll have another one on the steps you need to take when writing your book. I mean, you're going to come up with the content, but I can definitely give you the, let's see. What did they used to call that? Oh my goodness, when people would do book reports, but they wouldn't read the Cliff Notes. That's what it is. The Cliff Notes. I don't know what's the age range of my followers or my subscribers? You guys know what Cliff Notes are? So back in the day, you'd have to read a book or a book report. The people would not read the actual book. They would go to the Cliff Notes, which show them what the book is about. So basically, I will be your guide to giving you the Cliff Notes on the things that you should and shouldn't do when writing your book so that you can do it a lot quicker than I did, because I know my book number 2 that I'm coming up with will go way quicker than this last one did. Okay? So those are the main things that I did on an everyday basis. So the day in the life of an author, I would get up early, listen super early because I knew what time the place opened. I wanted to get there before the crowd, the lunch rush. One, because I wanted a place to sit. Pre-COVID-19, pre-quarantine, pre all of that, Starbucks will be packed, Panera Bread will be packed, especially around lunchtime and especially on the weekends. People just like to come and get out the house. So I would get there early so I can get me the nice, coziest spot where I can have like a booth to myself with my laptop out, my iPad. I would have all my electronics and I would grab breakfast or lunch or something that can carry me both. And I could just sit there and eat as long as I wanted to. And like I said, I would bring my own tea from home, and sometimes I'll get a refill or more hot water or just order a tea from them just to say that, you know, I was a patron. But yes, so definitely got my caffeine to keep me going. I don't know if yours is a Red Bull drink, Monster, energy drink, tea, coffee, whatever it is that's going to make you focus and keep you from falling asleep while you're trying to do such a tedious task, especially when it depends on what it is you're writing. Is it something boring? Is it something that's super exciting to write about? Or something like that. So definitely get whatever it is you need to keep you alert during the process. And then the distractions. So being at those places for me were distraction free. You could have gone to the library or something like that. I don't know if those things are currently open, but we have started opening back up, so you may have to go and just wear a mask while you're there. However, still find you a place, even if it's in your own home, and have that discussion with your family that this is uninterrupted writing time for mommy or for daddy or for whoever it is that's writing. Like, hey, I'm your sibling, but right now I can't talk to you. I'll come out and hang out with you guys in a couple of hours. Okay? And then I would work on building my author platform. And you need to do this well before your book actually comes out. You can tease people with chapters, with titles, the book covers, everything. Let them come on the journey with you so they can feel like they've helped you select some things. They know what's going on. They're getting excited. The anticipation is building up. That's basically what your author platform does for them. And as well as it helps you to do that too, because they'll start commenting and you'll engage. Make sure that you're responding. Don't just allow people to send comments or write comments and you never respond to them, or it takes you forever to respond to them. Make sure that you're engaging your audience and your customers and your future customers for your book. And then last but not least, you have to write. The book is not going to write itself, so you definitely have to go with the game plan. Your game plan is, this is how many words I eventually need to write. I want to get this launched by my birthday. So say I'm launching by August. And so that was my initial goal, was by August. It took me to about December to actually get it done, but I had a goal. And if I wasn't shooting for August, who knows when the book would have actually gotten done. But yeah, so I wanted to publish in August. That would have been around my birthday. But with everything else going on, that did not happen, but it's okay. I got some edits back, sent them back and forth a couple times, did my design competition for my book cover design with 99 designs. And yeah, all of that stuff was super fun, especially when I was sharing it with my audience, with my author's platform. And the author's platform does not stop here. People, I still direct them to my website where they can go and see about the book. I still do blogs, and my social media is still heavily influenced by my book, but also just about other things, other businesses that I'm currently running. So yes, those are the things that I did with the day in the life of an author when I was writing Secure Success. Like I said, it took me about 2 years to get it completely done. I started And it was taking me a while. I didn't have this thing together. And then I got really, really serious when 2020 hit and we went into the pandemic, and I just started going. I'm like, okay, I want it done by then. I want to do it by now. I had more time, free time to just focus strictly on that because I wasn't hanging out with friends and I wasn't doing any of that other stuff. So I had time to focus on getting that book done and learning more about the self-publishing process and all of that stuff. So I did get that done rather quickly once I put myself in gear. So I want you guys to start out that way. Know how many words you need. Know how many words you need to be writing in a day or on a weekend or after work. Maybe it's 500 on weekdays because you've worked so much, and then you bump it up to 1,000 to 1,500 words on the weekends. But I cannot wait to give you guys the formula on how to write a book quickly. Like how you go about organizing it in a way that you can get that done super quickly. Let me know in the comments below how many of you guys have thought about ever writing a book, think that you can. Give me some of your ideas, like what kind of books would you write? A friend I went to high school and college with reached out to me, and she's in the nursing industry, and she wants to do a book with something health related. And a few people have definitely reached out to me about writing books. Some about their lives, some about, you know, teaching others to do marketing or something like that. So definitely, if you guys want to hit me up, I'll definitely do that. I had a book coach, and I think I kind of find myself being somewhat of a book coach now to others who have questions and concerns, and, you know, helping to cheerlead them through the process and to guide them on which direction they need to go. So I hope that I can do that for you guys as well from watching my YouTube videos. So definitely, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so that you can be notified each and every time that I post a new video. Listen, we're talking entrepreneurship. We're talking creating wealth. We're talking about personal finances, getting out of debt. We're talking about securing your success in 2021 and beyond. Listen, all of that right here on the Simply Stacey YouTube channel. I can't wait to see you guys next time.